Hello everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another weekly reading. This reading is for January 4th, 2021. We made it. It's 2021. Goodbye 2020 and everything that happened in that year. Crazy, messed up year. For me personally, it was a year of big transformation and growth. So as much as everyone had a rough year, I can actually list a lot of good things that came out of it for me. It's just a matter of perspective, really. That's what it is. And it's what really creates your reality, right? It's the perspective is what powers your experience, right? So just food for thought, right? Food for thought. So we're going to jump into the reading for this week. It was interesting to tap into the energy of this week because I actually started tapping in a couple days ago. And what I was finding is almost kind of like this place of questioning, right? So I don't know about you, but I know for myself, when I started on my awakening journey, I had a lot of questions that needed answers. And that's what really made me seek out this adventure, I would say. It's a journey, healing adventure, self-exploration, personal development, whatever you want to call it. I found it was really the questions that started it all. And it was like the big questions too. And that's kind of what I'm honing in on right now, because that's the energy that I feel that is coming up, right? Because we just came out of a crazy, crazy year, right? So it's now we're looking forward to 2021. We're like, okay, well, we don't know what it's going to be like. We didn't know what last year was going to be like either, right? But this year, now based on last year's, experiences, what's it going to be this year? I feel that the questions that are starting to come to me, this is what I started my exploration on, was why are we here? Why are we doing all of this? Why is this? Not why is this happening? Not so much why is this happening. I want to know, what am I doing here? What is my role in this all, right? Those are really good questions to start honing in on for yourself for this upcoming year, right? What is it that you are here to do? Because the most important thing about that is that actually sets you up to find your purpose. It connects you with this place of solidarity. Like you're solid and confident in who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? And a lot of the times when you're not confident, it's only because you don't know what's going on, right? So clarity brings confidence, right? That's just something that my mentors have always said to me, and that's what I'm sharing with you because I share what works, right? So yeah, it's the year of great questioning. That's what I'm going to declare it as. The year of great questioning. So really you want to start looking at the bigger picture, right? What is really happening with everything in your life, right? What role is everything playing in your life, right? I also feel it's a year of great awakenings. So with great awakenings, those awakenings happen from biggest breakdowns that I've ever had, right? I found the bigger the breakdown, the bigger the breakthrough. Then I got to a point where I was like, why can't I have the breakthrough without the breakdowns, right? And guess what started happening? I started having more and more breakthroughs with less and less breakdowns. You know why? Because I shone a light on that area of my life. And I looked at it and I said, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I need to change it. How can I change this, right? And my guides, they're like, okay, you want this changed? You got it. Let's do it, right? And it's just a matter of acknowledging an area of your life that you need to change or you want to work on, and then making the choice to do it. That's what makes things happen, is just taking action from this place of connection, I would say. You're really connected to you're not connected to the outcome. You're not connected to the meaning or the expectations. There's nothing of that. It's more or less like, I don't care how this happens or where this happens or how this comes in. It just needs to, right? And that's kind of the place where I was when I got to that point of, I don't want to have breakdowns to get these breakthroughs. And then I started having a lot less. And it was amazing how it all kind of just started happening. It didn't all happen at once, but it wasn't until I brought some attention to that area is when it started to change, right? So another thing I feel that this year is going to bring is a lot of overcoming big fears. Big fears. These are financial scares. These are health scares. These are relationship changes. This could be a relationship with yourself. This could be a relationship with your spouse, with your children, with your job, with your friends, family, all these areas of your life. These are all different areas of your life that are going to be affected in some way this year. And I feel that it's so necessary, because if we don't have these overcoming these big fears of change, you're going to get stuck and you're not going to like it, right? There's only so long you can stay stuck before you get frustrated and you want to break free from it and pop the bubble, right? So that's something else. And a big thing that I noticed on my journey of awakening and coming into my spirituality and things like that is big ego deaths. So an ego death is a collapse of an identity that you once held tight. Like, I am a mom, right? So therefore, I should only be nurturing, caring for my children, tending to the house, right? Making the meals, things like that, tending to my husband's needs, right? So, but the thing is that that's not just who I am. That's only one area of me, right? So when I realized that itself was an ego death, and an ego death is just realizing that what you thought you were is not, it was almost like an illusion, right? It was a very limiting illusion, because you are so much more than just that one thing, right? So if you've had a job for who knows how long, last 10, 15, 20 years, right? You've had that one job, that's all you ever know, that's all your skill set, and then all of a sudden you lose it. You get fired, you get laid off, right? Then that in itself is an ego death, because who you thought you were and operating as is no longer a thing. It's no longer in existence. It's done. It's collapsed. So then people sometimes it can be a really tough time for them, right? And it's all about coming back to who you truly are on the inside. And what you truly are at the core of everything is unconditional love. And you're an infinite being, infinite soul. You are a soul, first and foremost, having a human experience, right? So it's just a matter of adjusting your thinking, adjusting your habits and your patterns. And it's a real shock. It could be a really shocking experience when you have an ego death, right? And how I recognize when I'm close to an ego death, there is tons and tons of anxiety, tons and tons of fear. You have that feeling of doom or something coming, or that's only because you feel like something is coming because something's already happened. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing, is that nothing's coming. It's already happened, but it takes a while for the etheric realm or the astral realm or spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it. It takes a while for things to manifest into our 3D reality, into the physical life, right? So you can think of something and then it's going to take a while for it to trickle down and show up in your actual life, right? Same thing with this, right? You can feel something is coming, there's a change, something is off, and then you start acting from that place. And that sometimes it creates fear, right? So, you know, you get to this place and it's just so scary. And then all of a sudden you have this realization. You're like, I don't need that. to be who I am, because I am who I am without all of that, without all of the labels, without that job, without that spouse, without that house, whatever it is that's collapsing and falling down. It's falling down for you to create something new, to create something better and bring something better in. So this, I feel, is another year where we are going to be pushed out of our comfort zone. And I myself, actually, I had one of the biggest months of the year in December for my business. It was incredible. And you know what? I just feel like that was just the momentum of this year starting already, right? And it's just because I made a choice to go full on with it and to see where it can take it, see what I'm capable of. And when I made that decision, things started to line up for me, right? So it's a matter of stepping out of your comfort zone, out of the normal, out of that day-to-day 9-to-5 life. We've been kind of forced out of that already, right? So it's just embracing it, finding your peace within it. So then the quicker that you surrender to it, you're not caving to it. You're saying, okay, this is a part of my day. How can I make this work for me, right? And that you go from there. And that is where when you're out of your comfort zone, that's where all the growth happens. That's where all your learning happens. That's where all the good stuff happens, right? So it's okay to feel uncomfortable sometimes, right? Because in those moments of feeling uncomfortable, you are out of your comfort zone. You are learning, you are growing, you are stepping up to that next level you, right? This is all just a game. We're all living different parts of our existence in this big, huge place we call Earth, right? And together, we're all having a collective experience, but we're also having our individual experiences as well that make up that collective, right? So it's pretty complex. It is, but I definitely want to simplify things for you. So I want to help give you some answers, give you some guidance to where this is going, right? And when I was meditating before this video, I actually got a message from my guides to tune into my animal deck. I have an spirit animal deck that we use. This is from the Archangel animal deck. And I haven't pulled the card yet, so I don't know what spirit animal we're going to tune into this week for the guidance, but I feel that there is an animal out there, and animals carry really good messages, really deep rooted, spiritual, deep meaning, really great guidance, right? So whenever you have an animal in your dream, definitely research it the next day. I always do. I always look for the meaning in everything. And I find that it really does help. It really actually goes with what's going on. Okay. So I don't know. I just stopped, but we stopped on the dove. That is the spirit animal for this week. The dove. And the message it says spreading messages of peace and harmony. That's what the dove does, right? If you think about it, in biblical times, the dove is the one that got the olive branch and brought it back to the Noah's Ark to let them know that the flood was over, right? So the dove is a great messenger. So let's see, I'm going to read into the book to see what kind of message the dove has for us this year. How does it apply to what's going on and what's going on with us? So dove. Okay. Your guidance. It says, it's to take deep breaths and center yourself on the out breath until you feel calm and tranquil. Fill the cells of your body with pure peace and love. Hold out your hand and imagine a gentle white dove landing on it. Listen to its soft coo and allow it to open you up and to a serene and loving way of being. Let your energy fields glow with peace and harmony. Think of people and situations in your life that could benefit from your light and visualize them being bathed in it. Plant new seeds of kindness, love, cooperation, or whatever that is needed the most for the highest good. Notice what changes occur. That's the thing. When we start sharing our light, that's when the ripple effect happens. That's when things really start to kind of like dominoes effect, right? It's a snowball effect, or however you want to call it. It does say, it says, when your energy fields contain the key codes of peace and harmony, you become a catalyst for transformation wherever you go. It's like Buddhist monks, right? That's a really good example of this, because Buddhist monks can hold that vibration. It's an energy, right? You can feel people's energy when they walk in the room. And when a Buddhist monk comes by, I don't know if you've ever came across a Buddhist monk before, but they have such peace and harmony held within their aura. They are just so peaceful and so loving and so understanding, and no judgment whatsoever. They just see you for who you truly are, which is a beautiful soul, right? It doesn't matter what the casing is. It doesn't matter what your clothes are wearing or how you look at your hair. Honestly, it's all with the energy that you hold. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you attractive. It's the energy that you hold within. So if you can envision yourself, this message this week with the spirit animal, which I feel is so powerful. I might be bringing this in every single week now, because I feel it's got a really good message. But the dove is the one that came through. So it's all about peace and harmony. So that's what you need to incorporate into your life to get through all of the changes and collapsing and new beginnings, right? So, and that's really an exciting thing, right? So in order for you to have a new chapter in your life, again, things have to fall to the wayside. Things have to get out of the way to make room for better things, right? So I want you to really kind of hone in on things in your own life and ask yourself some really deep, not deep, dark questions, I should say, really deep, profound questions to get things moving, to get you start thinking and bringing in the energy you need to have your best possible year. Even though things are going to be falling apart and collapsing all around us, you are going to be this shining light. You are going to be this powerhouse that's going to have this ripple effect of peace and harmony with everyone you meet. Everyone that comes into your area and your space, they are going to feel this radiating from you because you practice it, right? So the questions that I want you to focus on, I've got my notebook out. What is falling away already? What's already starting to cave? What's starting to break down? Kind of pay attention to that. Say, okay, is this something that I'm holding on to? Why are you holding on to it? Is it because of fear? Is it because it's just been in your life for so long you don't know what else to replace it with, right? You just have that attachment to it. And attachments, it's hard because attachments is what creates karma, right? So in a way, you want to let go of all of your attachments, and that's what the Buddhist monks do, right? That's what Buddha did. He let go of all of his attachments to everything, not just people, places, and things, but to his physical body as well. He was malnutritioned for years and years, and he was so skinny, right? And he sat under this Bodhi tree forever because he knew that there was something bigger from it. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to those extremes, right? But you got to look at what purpose is that thing serving in your life. Is it making you feel better? Is it bringing you to a better place in your life? Or is it still holding you back? Is it heavy? Feel what it feels like inside when you think about this thing, right? In your life, whatever it is that's falling apart, whatever's collapsing, say, why am I hanging on to this? What is it doing for me? Is it helping me or is it not? And you will know. And it's just a matter of being honest with yourself, allowing this to fall apart, right? And then what would life be like without it, right? Think about what would it be if you got rid of this heaviness in your heart, right? What would life be like if it was free? When you were free from all these trapped emotions that you have in your body, let's say, right? From all of these experiences that you had that you didn't want. all these stories that you're hanging on to that are serving no purpose, they keep repeating in your mind, right? What would life be like without that? What if you could feel that now? It's all a matter of just pretending. You start with pretending. It's all imagination. It's visualization and pretending, right? So just play with it. Have a little fun and be adventurous, you know, and bring in that feeling of peace and harmony to almost like dissolve it. That's the only thing I could think of, is that bringing in that feeling of peace and harmony, bringing in that dove is going to dissolve that negativity, because it's peace and harmony is what you're replacing it with. And whatever peace and harmony means to you, that's what's going to be coming in, because that's the vibration that you're going to be holding, and that's what you're going to be attracting, because law of attraction, like attracts like. I don't know how many times I could say that because it's so true. So freaking true. Yeah, so it's just a matter of being open to change, being open to the excitement of something new coming in, learning a new skill, learning a new way of living, right? You know, it's just a matter of exploring new things and allowing yourself to do it as well, giving yourself permission. And you don't need to wait for anyone else to tell you that it's okay to go ahead with something. It's up to you. The final decision is up to you, right? So one thing I always tell my clients is a big thing too, is that the quality of questions you ask is going to determine the quality of answers that you find, right? So get really good at asking questions. That's just it. That's how we move out of our place that we don't like, is start asking questions, start questioning everything. Not everything. Don't get to the point of paranoia and not knowing what your existence is. But that's almost like the ego death, right? Sometimes when you have an ego death, you start questioning so many things and you're like, what is actually real? What is real, right? Real is what we make it. It's a perception of what our experience is. That's all reality is, right? So these are big things. These are really big things. And I think it's going to be a big year. I feel like the struggle might still be there a little bit, but it's all in how much you lean into that or lean out of it, right? You see struggle, you say, no, I choose not to. And you can choose the path of least resistance. That path of least resistance is always there. It's a matter of asking your guides to show you that, right? And to be honest, I had to have a reminder in my phone for a very long time to ask my guides, show me the path of least resistance. This is too hard. Like, I get to a point where I get frustrated and things are not working for me. And I'm like, why am I here? How did I get here? Why did, you know? So then you start learning to ask those really good questions. And it's just a matter of changing words around and asking what you really want. What do you really want, right? Okay, so I've been talking a lot, but I'm going to tune into the cards because I always like getting the validation from the cards for these messages that are coming through, and seeing what more messages can come from this. Because this week, what I really wanted to know, I wrote down this question that I wanted to ask our guides for this energy reading this week. What I wanted to know was, what do we need to clear out in order to move forward with ease? Now that's the thing. That right there is a really great example of asking a really good question. Because if I asked, what do we need to clear out? Then we're going to find a lot of things that need to be cleared out. But what are we doing with it? So that's why I added to move forward. What are we clearing out? What do we want to replace it with? We want it to move forward with growth, right? And then I want that growth to be easy, right? Who nobody wants to have a hard experience. So ask for the easiest experience. That's the thing. The quality of the questions you ask is the quality of answers you're going to find, right? So be very specific when you're asking for those questions. So that's why I really wanted to give that breakdown of the question that I came up with for today's reading. What are things that we need to clear out in order to move forward with ease. I got our cards here. Let's find out. All right. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please, please, please feel free to share, like, and definitely subscribe if this message resonates with you. You know, I definitely want to get these messages out. I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. So with your support, with you sharing, liking, and subscribing, that helps me to get these messages out and to reach a lot of people. All right, so I got 2 cards already, and I'm waiting for that last card. I like to pull 3 cards just to get started. Sometimes I just pull 4 or 5, you know, to see what energy comes forward. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that came out was Pillar of Light. Pillar of Light. So this is how we are connected with the infinite divine, with our higher selves. This is how we get healing with this Pillar of Light. I use the Pillar of Light in a lot of my meditations because it is so potent and so powerful. The card itself, it says your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You. That means that you are the one bringing forth change into this world via your life. That's how the change ever occurs. No change is ever going to occur if nobody takes action from a place of change, right? So Pillar, let me see here. Pillar of Light is on page 102. We're going to check into this book because I love these explanations that Rebecca Campbell has. They're really good. Okay. So it says, Pillar of Light, you are heaven and earth in perfect expression. You are a conduit of light of the heavens to the earth. So the light we are bringing through our bodies, and it actually penetrates into the earth. So we are lighting Earth, Mother Earth up with our light. When we shine our light, it not only does that ripple effect to everybody around us, but it also has that ripple effect to the earth, which is so potent and so powerful and so needed right now. Right now is the biggest shift this planet has ever seen in its entire existence. And we all came here for this time, and we are that light. So let's light it up. It says, take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light, connecting the light to the heavens above to the earth below you. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge in many ancient scriptures that they speak about, rising your vibration and raising the vibration of the planet. Linking to the higher realms of cosmos guides, you're linking up, to the cosmos guides and angels and spirits with the ancient wisdom keepers and the beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, without your voice, without your creations, neither can be expressed. That's the thing. We are the ones that bring the creation to Earth. We are, in essence, gods of ourselves because we are all creators, right? So for far too long, we have been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to the angels and the guides because we're asking them for guidance and for help, but really all those questions and answers are inside of us, right? So it's saying, but without you, they do not have a voice. So your guides speak through us, right? I channel guides all the time for you guys. This is what I'm doing in these videos, right? I'm giving our guides voices. I'm putting their words into they're putting their vibration into words is what I should say. So it says, you are the oracle. You are the change. You are the essence of this earth, right? So do not look for guidance outside yourself. It says, for you hold all of the wisdom and all the entire universe within you. You have this in the portal of your heart. That's why you tune into your heart and open up your heart chakra when you need those answers. You get those gut reactions, right? In every cell of your body, it says, you hold these answers. Do not see the angels and guides above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are a pillar of light. That is beautiful. That is a really deep message, right? Like, I know it seems like it can be almost a big responsibility to hold this light, but it's a big privilege to hold this light. We are the ones who came here to light this place up. So let's do that, right? The next card, which is very interesting, which I was talking about a lot of this before I even broke into the cards. This is the validation card right here, is the crumbling. The crumbling, right? In order for the new right here, this is all the new in between. This has to crumble. This old foundation, these old thoughts, these old mindsets, these old stories that you tell yourself, all of that needs to crumble. Whatever's not working anymore, it needs to fall away. We need to let it fall away. And this is that card that's reminding us that. The question, it's just interesting because I asked you this question earlier. It says, what are you clinging to? I think it might be backwards, but you can get it. Yeah. What are you holding on to? What are you clinging to? What are you so attached to that you cannot give up, that you cannot move forward? So in order to move forward, remember the question that I asked before I pulled these cards. It says, what do we need to clear out in order to move forward with ease? So what do we need to move forward? That's something that's a very personal thing to you, right? It's something I can answer on a collective level. It's got to be something that on an individual level. And each and every one of you has something that you're clinging to that's causing you pain, physical pain, because you can't let go. So this is a reminder, you let go and you're going to be able to open the doors to that new you, to that new life, to that new place. It's a really remarkable thing. What is crumbling? Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Okay, and then the last card, this one's an interesting one too, is Unbound. Unbound. So this, once you let go of whatever it is that you're holding on, clinging on so tight, you're like white knuckling it so bad. Once you just let go of that grasp, right there, there's freedom in that. There's freedom in letting go. That's where you get your freedom from. You're like, how come I can't be free? I feel so claustrophobic. I feel so closed in. Everything is closing in around me. Just let go. Sometimes it's harder because you can't recognize what it is that you're clinging to. But that's where you start asking the questions. What am I clinging to the most? What do I have in my life that's pulling me back? What feels heavy? That's the easiest question you can ask, is just start there. What feels heavy? Now, sometimes you don't know how to let things go, so you ask. That's again another question. How do I let this go? In a way that's going to make me feel better, that's going to serve me and my highest good. These are all really great questions to ask yourself. So when you are unbound, when you let go, you're releasing soul patterns. This is what the card says. It's releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. These are all things that have created karma in your life, right? These contracts that are not serving a purpose anymore, these you may not really know about until you do go in and come into a session with me, or a reading or something like that. I can help to identify these soul patterns and these soul contracts that you have with people, places, things, situations, right? That you may not be able to recognize right away, but this is what I do with my clients, right? This is what we do. We get to the nitty gritty. We do the inner work to understand what is it that's getting in the way so that we can release it, right? Because it's hard to find it yourself if you've never been down that path. It's not your fault. You just never have been taught, right? So that's where I come in. I help you to find these things about yourself so that you can start releasing them yourself, because you are a self-healer. Everybody is. Everyone's a self-healer. And that's what I teach in all my awakening coachings, is how to hone in on that self-healing part of you, that you can then release all of that heaviness, all of those stories, all of the stress and anxiety and worries and fears and phobias and all this crazy stuff, right? So it's about allowing yourself to release it. That's just it. Okay, So that was a lot, but I do feel there is some heaviness there, but it's only because it needs to be released. So start honing in on that. And if you need help, reach out to me. I'm here to help you with those deep, dark parts of you, to help you face that and release it and clear it up, so then you can start making things, putting things in your life that are going to give you much more meaning and much more happiness and harmony, and make things just work and flow, and understand what your flow is so you can get into it a better way, right? That is so important. So before I let you go, I did want to mention that I do have 3 coaching spots right now open and available for you if you are interested in getting started on that deep inner work, clearing out those soul patterns, contracts, and old past life pains and traumas that you've carried forward to this lifetime that you may not even be aware of, right? It's just these things that keep tripping you up. We can work on that together. So message me. You can message me at www.innerbuddha.ca/questions. The link is in the show notes, so definitely check that out. And yeah, so I send you so much love and so much light, and I wish for you to have the most amazing year in 2021, because you deserve it. All right. So much love. Take care. Bye-bye.